Hello and welcome to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Awais, and today I really didn't have this video planned, and the reason I'm even doing this is because with the new WRX TR coming out soon and the 2024 models getting a slight refresh, the cars are adding Subaru's Eyesight system into it. And this is, all of the time, I get so many comments and so many remarks about how the Eyesight system sucks. I don't want a nanny watching everything that I'm doing. It's just not going to make the car fun, etc., etc. There's obviously a lot of answers to that, but some of you may not even know what the Eyesight system is, and some of you who may have a misconception of what it is trying to do, maybe you don't know exactly what it is. Maybe you feel like it is more overreaching than it actually is. Now, I have a car, a second car, my wife's Volvo XC90. It's a large SUV, and it does have a full suite of these safety features and a couple more, and you know, we live with it on a daily basis. I want to say majority of consumer cars these days actually come with some sort of system, some sort of safety system standard now. I actually had a 2019 Jetta base, absolute base model. It was like $20,000, and even that car had tons of standard safety features in them that it never really impacted the way that I drove. Even when I drove that car, like a race car, although it was not one. So I want to get into this, and again, if I lose some of you guys, that's okay. I'm okay with having the difficult conversations as long as we can have open dialogue back and forth. I'm not saying that there's something wrong for you for not liking the Eyesight system. However, if you judge something without knowing exactly what it is and just, you know, go based off emotion, then we're not going to be able to get to the root of the problem, right? So what is Eyesight? So Eyesight for Subaru is similar to what a lot of other companies have, like Volvo's got. Actually, I don't really know what anybody else calls it, but Subaru calls it Eyesight. It's the driver assist technology, and there's a few different things that are on this system that make living with a car very comfortable. And I'll be honest, I drive my car a lot. I've had that car for 1 year, and I'm at 28,000 miles, and I'd say maybe only 4,000 of those miles are actual racing and performance driving, maybe even less than that, right? You know, and all of the other times, I'm going to the grocery store, I'm taking my daughter to dance class, I'm taking her to school, I'm taking her here, I'm taking her there, I'm driving my family around, I'm not racing, right? Why should you not want safety features or things that make it more convenient and easier to drive? Specifically, the one that I've always said, adaptive cruise control. That's one of the features that comes with, and I have gotten really used to it on long trips because it makes it very easy to drive long distance. Now, what is adaptive cruise control? Normally, cruise control, you turn it on, you set a speed, and you go, and everything's fine. Well, adaptive cruise control actually maintains a distance from the car in front of you and speeds the car back up and slows it down based off what's happening in front. Because, trust me, I know, nobody on the highway drives the exact same speed as you, and it's not always easy to change lanes. And I know a lot of you guys maybe don't even leave town. Like I do a lot of out-of-town driving, a lot of out-of-state driving. I go back and forth all of the time, right? I take my family on road trips pretty much constantly because I don't have enough money to buy 3 airplane tickets back and forth. So it's easier for us to drive. And when you're getting out to some of these longer highways, it's only 2 lanes, and there are times where you will get stuck in 1 lane. And do you want to constantly be messing with the gas and the brake when you have a system that can help modulate that speed for you? I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that's actually a really nice feature, right? Next, you've got lane departure warning. Actually, we can play these videos. So lane departure warning is something that I know, she's probably gonna watch this video and yell at me. My wife uses this a lot. Like, usually when my wife is driving around, well, first I'll tell you what it is. Basically what it is the car is monitoring the lines on both sides, whether it's, the white dotted lines on the highway, or if you're on a smaller road, whatever the lines are, and it will keep your car from leaving the lane. It seems so stupid, and you think, oh, well, I'm a driver. I know what's better for me. I know what's going on. You are wrong. You are lying to me if you're telling me you have never swerved, even accidentally, right? Now you have a system, and not just Subaru, a lot of cars have the ability to keep your cars centered, right? It's not a bad system. It's obviously useful in the scenarios, and the scenario that I was going to say is, we have a child. And my child is very vocal and always needs help on like the most inopportune moments, right? Now, this is something we shouldn't be doing, but I'll be honest, we do it, and hundreds of thousands of millions of parents have done it as well. I'll be driving, and my child will be in the back, and my daughter will say, I need help with X, Y, Z, and I'll look over real quick. I'll do that, right? Because like, I got to figure out what's going on. Sometimes she's not in a spot where I can see in the rear view, so I'm just like, what the hell's going on back there? And I'll go look, and it's whatever the situation is. Now, as soon as you do that, you tend, and again, maybe it's me, right? Maybe I'm the asshole that's doing this. So like, as soon as I turn around, like sometimes I go like this, and like your car starts veering, right? It happens, right? It's happened to all of us. And like, please, don't come in the comment section and lie to me and tell me you have never, ever in your life done that. Like, I just don't believe it, right? Here's a system that allows us, garbage parents to keep the car from swerving off the road, right? Is it a perfect situation where that's happening? No, it's actually terrible. We should just keep our eyes on the road, but it happens, right? Think about all the people that have cars that don't have this system and swerve out of the road. They're doing the same thing, yet they don't have a system. They know, they're like, oh shit, pop, 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 pop. I'm going over like dirt or bumps or whatever. So I'm just giving you guys examples why I think like it's okay. So the next one, pre-collision braking. Oh my goodness. Do I have a story for you? Sorry about that, my microphone died, and then my receiver died, and then my camera died, so I just ran around all the house looking for batteries and stuff. Anyway, the story that I was gonna tell you guys, I was in Houston with my RX-8. I was on the highway, I was in the furthest left lane, I was already in an accident, like there was already traffic for another accident that I was stuck in. And they started directing traffic to get off the next exit, but I was all in the left lane, so I had to make a couple of lane changes. So this is what I did. I'm gonna just stand still. I looked back, there was nobody coming. I looked forward, there was nobody moving. So I'm like, all right, so I start turning out, like I turn my wheel and I start moving, and all of a sudden, bam, right behind me, somebody smacks into me. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I turn around and I look, and it's this just terrible car just ran right into me. And I got out, and I asked her, I said, what? I was like, what the hell happened? Like, we are in traffic for an accident. What are you doing? Well, it turns out this girl was doing the exact same thing. She looked back, there was nobody there. She looked forward, there was nobody there. But I guess instead of like keeping an eye on both sides and turning the wheel and getting out, changing lanes, she just kept looking back and just floored it and ran right into the back of my car. She shoved my whole tailpipe into my tire. So like my car wouldn't even move anymore. It was so frustrating. And I think about something like pre-collision braking. Had her car had that system in it, as soon as she hit the gas, the car would have detected that there is something there and cut the engine power and stopped the car from moving, or stopped the car from hitting me, or something, like anything, we would have avoided that situation. She wouldn't have had to, be stuck in that situation. I would have made it to work. We're already in a traffic jam. Now we are making it harder for everybody else, right? And these systems, this is why I feel like something like that is important for everybody, right? And it's not so much just for me, but to protect the other drivers on the road, like other people who have kids, or even just like regular people. I don't want to get hit by random people because they're not paying attention. Put these damn safety systems in there just to save everybody, And let's say I was in that same situation. Maybe I was the person behind and I did that and I hit the person in front. I'd have felt like such an asshole because now I caused their car so much damage. And trust me, that car back there was nowhere near as nice or as expensive as my RX-8. Now this one is kind of related to the pre-collision braking, the pre-collision throttle management. This one I am not super familiar with, and I actually just started reading about it when I was doing this video. And what it does is, if it sees that something in front of you is slowing down faster than it should, what it'll do is it will actually cut the engine power to kind of slow the car down, to give you a chance to do the braking, or give you a chance to actually make the emergency corrections. But of course, if you can't, then the pre-collision braking will kick in and stop the car for you. Now, a lot of these things are really, they're situational, but at the same time, I do feel in the world that we live in, with people in their phones now, right? I didn't have to deal with this when I started driving, because I actually had T9, and I'll be honest, I know, I'm gonna admit so many terrible things to you. I actually used to T9 on my phone, with my phone in my hand while my hand was on the shifter, while driving. I didn't even have to look at the phone. So at least we were paying attention to the road. But I mean, with the way that the world is and all the different distractions that we have, is it really that terrible? Like, genuine question. You really, guys, you really think it's that terrible to have more safety features on cars? One of the #1 complaints that I hear about it is, well, I don't want any of that stuff on my car because I can't turn it off. Well, that's obviously a blatant lie. You can turn it off. In my wife's car, there's actually a whole section on the infotainment system where I can turn off every single safety feature, and the car is just a car, right? And this is a website for some Subaru dealership that actually has it listed how to turn off all of these things. And there's buttons to turn off all 4 of these features. And then on top of that, of course, you can turn off cruise control, or sorry, not cruise control, traction control, and get the VDC as well. I'm pretty sure all Subarus now come with VDC. So you can turn off the lane departure assist, you can turn off the pre-collision, you can turn off adaptive cruise control, you can turn off everything, right? So just in the name of safety, is it really that bad? And now with, obviously, the only reason this is even coming up is because now in 2024, all of the WRXs, both SPT and manual, will come with this system. And I know every day there's gonna be a new question. Well, how do I turn this off? Is this affecting me? What do I need to do with this? If you're gonna go to the track, you're gonna turn all that stuff off anyway. I mean, I turn off traction control and VDC when I'm on the track. I make sure to before I start every lap. I don't know how this would be any different, because the 99% of the other times, this stuff, most of you probably should have on in your car. And another thing, I've been wanting to say this because I think it's important. A lot of people that complain about these things because they want their sports experience to be as sporty as possible, most of you don't even take it to the track or do any sort of competitive racing with it. Because if you do, I sure as hell don't see it online, right? Like, a lot of people that complain about it just are daily driving this car, and maybe some spirited driving here or there, but like, come on guys, like, who are you kidding, right? This kind of stuff, it just keeps coming up all of the time, because I guarantee you, BMWs come with this stuff. The sports BMWs still come with this stuff. A lot of these cars are coming with it standard, whether they're the sport model or they're regular, because, people are terrible drivers. That we can definitely agree on. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative, and I don't really have a whole lot going on, especially coming, Christmas is like literally right around the corner. I'll probably do a live stream and a couple other videos, and then just like cap off the year with whatever I got left. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you in the next one. Before you go, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hitting that subscribe button costs you guys nothing, and it gains me everything. I try to provide as much entertainment and information as possible, whether you're looking at my racing series, Vehicular Acceleration Testing, or you're looking at Tuner Talk, which is actually a great series for newcomers and veterans. My only goal is to try to make the VB community better, and I can't do that without your help. Thank you.